I don't know if it's because I just watched Wicked, but man, the music just didn't quite hit the same, you know? Moana 2. Moana again. After receiving an unexpected call from her wayfinding ancestors, Moana must journey into the far seas of Oceania and into dangerous, long-lost waters for an adventure unlike anything she's ever faced. So yeah, it's kind of just Moana all over again. Moana, I think, is one of the most watched movies across all streaming services of all time. I'm sure a future editing version of me will find that statistic somewhere and put it in. But yeah, it's a pretty beloved movie, and I think going into a sequel, the expectations were really stacked up against it. I enjoyed the first for sure, and I think I was just curious to see where they went with this one. Disappointingly though, it feels far too similar to the original, structure-wise. You have your intro song, find out something's threatening the island, Moana has to journey to a specific place to fight against the god or phenomenon to restore balance, pick up quirky companions on the way, square off against coconut dudes, and end with the exact same song. I mean, there's probably arguably a bit more to it than that, but you'll definitely notice this sort of trend when watching it. It just feels like a lesser copy of itself because of it. I mean, the animation is beautiful, don't get me wrong, and there's a couple of scenes in here I really liked, but overall I just felt so whelmed. It's a fairly short movie, thankfully, so it doesn't have too many pacing problems, but there's just parts of this I'll just happily skip if I had to watch it again. Our team has grown in this one, with Moana being a great main character still, but we get less Maui in this one, I think. And he's instead replaced with more irritating and incompetent sidekicks. Yeah, these three, just get rid of. Maybe keep one of them, I guess, if you need a breath of fresh air, but they're all painfully one-dimensional and do nothing for the purpose of the story. The coconut dude, though, great addition. It allows for a bit more fun and change in humour to some of the scenes. Song-wise as well, none of them just really felt like they hit that home run either. I think I remember saying this when I reviewed Wonka, but I'll say it again, and it's when a sequel or prequel has to end its film with a song from the original, it's because it knows that none of them were more catchy than the OG songs. And Moana 2 kind of felt like this. Maybe my tune will change when this has been streamed on Disney Plus over 1 million times, and some of them stick in my head eventually, but I didn't find any of them to give me that same energy that the first one did. As much as I apparently love finding issues with Dwayne Johnson's work from time to time, he was actually pretty good in here, and when he arrives on the scene and has his own song, that was probably the best part of the movie for me. His new song balances that take what worked from the first film but adapt it into something new kind of energy. But yeah, aside from Dwayne Johnson and of course Auli'i Cravalho returning as Moana, who I think does a really great job again, there's really not much else to say about the voice cast. And it feels like I'm hating on this movie a lot. It is still a fairly safe option, easygoing family movie which I think kids will happily sink into, but I think that harsh feedback I'm having will be the reaction a lot of people will unfairly have, and that's just because of what it had to follow on from. I heard that this was a straight to streamy sequel until Bob Iger decided that this was clearly going to make a lot of money and it should go out in cinemas, rightly so. And I'm wondering if that original process, that original budget maybe of what they thought that this project was going to be, had some overall influence on the time spent on scripts and songs. I personally wouldn't write home about this, figure it's actually probably one you can wait to watch when it comes out on streaming, but obviously if you're a huge fan of Moana or you want something easy to take the kids to, then this is still going to be a must go to. We're getting a Moana live action remake, and Moana 3 is, I'm fairly confidently going to be a thing, so it's going to be the decade of Moana, and I hope that the next projects meet those expectations a little bit better. So yeah, that's Moana 2. Have you seen it yet? If you have, I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, feel free to leave a like and subscribe and all that sort of stuff. And as always, stay tuned for more reviews on movies, anime and video games. Until next time guys, take care. Bye bye.